prepare yourself for this.
The family of Eishia Hudson spoke about their disappointment and anger over the release of the final report into the teen's death. The Independent Investigation Unit of Manitoba has declined to recommend charges against the officer who killed the 16-year-old. The family has spent the past 9 months demanding justice for their daughter, and despite the IIU's findings, they will continue to do so. They are now calling for a public inquiry into police-involved deaths of Indigenous peoples in the province.
There needs to be comprehensive investigation to what happened with our daughter Eishia and other Indigenous people who have suffered the same ending. Change is needed so this never happens again, because we would never wish this on another family.
The teen was one of 3 First Nations people who were shot and killed by Winnipeg police over a 10-day period in April. Statistics show Indigenous people are overrepresented in the justice system, including in police-involved shootings. Southern Chiefs Organization Grand Chief Jerry Daniels says it's time these stories create change.
These systemic barriers are real, and you cannot wash that away with an IIU inquiry or report. The foundations of the justice system in this country have values that are not reflective of what justice really means.
The family is also calling for an independent assessment of the IIU's findings.
The IIU works with the police every day. They can't be trusted to give a fair opinion.
Hudson was one of 5 teens who police say was involved in an alleged liquor store robbery before a police chase took place. During the pursuit, Hudson, who was driving, crashed into several vehicles. The report says officers surrounded the vehicle in an attempt to remove the occupants. Shortly after, one officer fired 2 shots, with one hitting Hudson. The IIU interviewed 20 eyewitnesses, including officers and some of the individuals in the car. The shooting officer declined to speak with investigators. They also relied on use of force testimony from an expert, as well as cell phone footage of the incident. ZANE TESSLER, civilian director of the IIU, stands by the findings.
This investigation was a complete and thorough review of all available evidence. I'm satisfied that no stone was left unturned. I'm satisfied that every important piece of evidence that was available was considered.
An inquest is expected to be called. But legal counsel for the family believes a public inquiry would be best to look at the broader issue. The family is also planning on filing a civil lawsuit. They say the officers need to be held accountable and has this message for other people in the line of duty.
When a cop pulls out his gun, think twice to what you're doing, you know what I mean? This has to stop. In Canada, in Manitoba, in law enforcement, you know what I mean? Our lives matter as well.
Brittany Hobson, APTN National News, Winnipeg.